Here we go. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? My name is Aderinsola Adio Adekboju, and I'll be teaching you. Oh, not I'll be teaching you. I'll be asking. This is not a teaching session. This is a career clarity session. So if you've never been in one of these sessions, I'm going to tell you how this works. And if you've been, I would also like for you to let us know what we do first. So just in case this is your first time in this career clarity session, this is my way of, well, I say helping people to first get clarity and direction so that they don't waste their life doing what they shouldn't be doing. Because I've been in that shoe, and I know that's probably the most difficult phase of actually succeeding in life when you first lack clarity. So I do this twice every month, and you can join one of them. If you're watching on YouTube, you can join one of those career clarity sessions and to ask your questions. So now that that is out of the way, what we typically do in this meeting is you mention your name, the city and country you're joining me from, and how your day has been. So I'm going to go first. I'm Aderinsola Adio Adekboju. I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria. How has my day been? It's been filled with a lot of operational work and structure. I've not had time in the longest time. And today, a lot of things needed to be checked upon. And I think I've done a lot of optimization of processes, structures, and some things in my business. That is how I've spent my day. So you're just going to put your own in the comment section and say, I am XYZ, I'm joining from whatever city and whatever country. And it could just be one word. Oh, my day has been really busy taking care of kids. My day has been really busy digging well. So now, if you've been in this career clarity session before, you could type A. Type A, you've been in this career clarity session before, type A. If you've never been in any of this career clarity session, type B, right? At least I know Adeyola Deborah. I think Abim Bolalawi has also been on my program, so they must have been in at least one of these career clarity sessions. So if you've never been, type A, rather. If you've been, type A. If you've never been, type B. Okay, so let's see. Abimbola Lawi from Port Harcourt, Nigeria is doing an ethic day. I know, right? Thank God it's Friday. So, as the name suggests, it's a career clarity session. So, what it means is you're going to come with your questions, and I'm going to answer them to the best of my ability or within my capacity. Now, I always like to define what questions are and what questions are not. Even if I like to say there are no stupid questions, but there are still also questions that are not worth my time, in the sense that if I'm going to get paid about over $100 for 1 hour, and I'm giving that 1 hour here for free, it means that I want to ensure that I'm tackling the kind of questions that Google cannot help people answer, right? Let me give you an instance, like you asking me a question like, how can I open a LinkedIn account? That is not a question for me, it's a question for Google, okay? Type the same question on Google and Google will show you, click here, click here. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you're asking questions such as, oh, I'm at this point XYZ in my life, I've done this, I've done that. One of the things I've done is even, maybe go on LinkedIn to do this thing, but this thing is not working. I'm not sure, that is a question. So please don't ask me Google question. Do you understand? Don't ask me Google question. So what we do is you would need to type out your question in the chat box. And please do not ask me a question without giving me a background. What is a background? You don't say, please, ma, how can I get remote job? That is a very wide blanket question. I can't answer it because number one, I don't know who is speaking. I don't know how many years of experience you have. I don't know your background, your education. I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know anything. So asking me that kind of blanket question will not get you the right answer you are probably seeking. It won't get you clarity. So the first thing I'm teaching right now is how to ask good questions, right? Josephine B from Nairobi, Kenya, how are you doing today? Okay, it's been a good day. That's great. So you need to learn. I think one of the first things I teach, not the first, maybe in Moodle 2, that I teach people on the WFS program is how to actually ask the right questions. Because it's when you ask the right questions, you get the right answers. Okay, so Google question, don't ask me. How will I open Gmail account? Those are not the kind of questions I want in this clarity session. I want questions that borders around, oh, I just, I recently finished my MSc. Somebody asked me to go and do a PhD so I can get a job. I'm just saying those kind of things that gives me context. So you must put background, you must put what you bring to the table or whatever it is that is going to help me answer you well. Don't just say, my name is Aderinsola. Please, ma, how can I get a job? That is not a question. Because you could have as well typed on Google and say, how can I get a job? That would be the work of Google, because Google will not ask you for background around who you are to give you general answer. General answer, if you are looking for a job, go to job website. That is what Google will tell you. So why am I here if Google can help you do that? So, but if you need human experience to help you answer questions, you need to give context. So this is what I have done. This is where I'm coming from. This is what my background is. This is what I have knowledge in. This is, you need to give background and context to whatever question you are going to ask. Okay. Now that we agree that is what we are going to do, let's get started. So let me see if I have any question already. And most of the time, whenever I'm starting this session, I always pick from a question that we've gotten asked during the week first to answer. Like I just pick, not the one that somebody has asked in this session. I pick from like a question in the DM. And answer the question in the DM. That is what I do. I pick from a question in the DM and answer it so that I can start answering that one. And we can then go to other people's questions once I'm done answering that one. So the first question I'm going to, or maybe the one question I'm going to pick from the DM now is, I was in this thing earlier, like on our whatever, our DM, our WhatsApp, and someone asked a question around technical skills or soft skills, like which one is better and all. Now, to give you context, this person has worked before. This person has worked before, and they came across our, let's say, free video, and they're just basically like, okay, I've seen that you do technical skills, soft skill, and all that at the Skip for Work Academy. Like, what exactly, basically explain. The first question we always ask of those kind of is, did you watch the free video? We have that three free videos where we explain what employability is, the role of soft skill, the role of hard skill, and everything like that, and how you need to take it. If you are watching this on YouTube as a replay, you could just Google itrainafrica.com, itrainafrica.com, or just send us a message on +234 805 345 3099, +234 805 345 3099, or just go to itrainafrica.com, itrainafrica.com. You will see the free video I'm talking about. So that's the first thing we always ask. Have you watched this thing? But this person has said that they have watched. So their own question was based on their peculiarity. They have worked, they have about 5 years of experience, not in one thing, like 5 years of experience doing a couple of things. And they have a different, apart from what they've done, right? Like apart from what they've done, like the 2 or 3 different things they've done within 5 years, their aspiration is not also the same thing with any of those experience they have, right? And they are trying to ask now, like, what should I be acquiring to achieve my goal and all. So here is my answer to that. The first thing I would say is, if your goal is to I don't want to be specific about this person's question, right? But I'm going to do an illustration of a goal. Let's say your goal is to become a professional in HR. For instance, you want to become a professional in HR. You studied education. You have never really done teaching. You studied education. You first started being maybe an admin assistant in one company. You did that one. You moved from admin assistant for 1 year. You did sales admin. You did sales rep 2 years. That's like 3 years. You moved from that place. You went to be a customer care representative. That's 5. Do you understand? So you have education different. You have 3 different things within 5 years. And now you are saying you want to do HR because in the course of you working in all those your small roles, you realize that you are a people-centric person. You just used to like how, like the entire outlook of HR and things like that. And you are not even certain what to do to get started into what you actually want to be. If an undergraduate that had no work experience at all asked me that question, it would be a different answer. Why is that? I will start from an undergraduate answering that for an undergraduate. I mean, like a recent graduate has not worked before. If a recent graduate tells me, oh, I did education, I really want to go into HR and everything, the first thing I'm going to ask that undergraduate, as in that recent graduate, not undergraduate now, is, are you certain? In fact, I don't even hear undergraduate as in those caliber of people say things like HR. They will say, oh, I want to do data analytics. That's the kind of thing I hear. And you ask them why. They will say, because my mommy said, or not even mommy, it's not even mommy. My friend said there is money in data analytics, that she's going to go and do one data analytics course online and everything like that. That is the thing, typical thing I hear from recent graduates. If it is not data analytics, it's business analytics. If it's not business analytics, it's cybersecurity or AI. They will just, it's one of those 4 things. For a recent graduate, I always say the first thing you need to do is you don't have work experience. So for you, your opinion is biased. You are not making decisions based on what you have experienced. You have not experienced a work environment. You have not really done work before. So you are only basing your judgment on hearsay. They said, do you understand? They said something. So they said there's money in it. Who told you there's no money in every other profession? Ask me. I've done a couple, right? I've been a program coordinator, I've been a design lead, I've done teaching at the university, I've been a fashion entrepreneur, now I'm an edtech. Do you understand? Like, trust me, I always tell people that anything you invest energy in and you become skilled at this thing, there is money in it. Do we agree that some professions have more, they demand more payments than the others? Yes. Why? Because maybe of scarcity of humans in that sector. So, and of course, the law of demand and supply would apply. So maybe in some sectors you can earn more because of this shortage of personnel, right? But to say that you are going into whatever it's all these things, 4 things I've listed because of money, trust me, you could be doing any other thing apart from those 4 things that you still make money. So money cannot be the determinant that you go and choose something that you have no knowledge if it is what it is that you're supposed to be doing about. So here is my advice. If you're that person, maybe a recent graduate or something like that, no experience, and you have heard them say to say data analytics, cybersecurity, business analysis, all those things, all those fancy names that is raining, that they're using to collect your money in the market. Please, let's be clear. If you've never taken a personality test, this will be the time to do so. Go to 16 personalities. Go to Google. Type 16 personalities. 16 personalities. Type it. 16 personalities. Take a personality test. Why am I saying this? Some of us went on a career journey without knowing who we are. And that's the most detrimental thing that you can do to yourself. Going on a career journey without first admitting, this is me. Because you will go, well, you know what will happen? You will do merry-go-round for years and you will come back. But you would have wasted your time, and time is really your life. So I don't want you to be in that situation. Why do I say take a career, a 16 personality test? It helps you to admit these are your strengths. This, like, it shows you who you are. Why am I saying this? Some people don't have a business doing data analysis, business analysis, all those things. Why? Their natural self, they do not have the composure or the happiness to be dealing with numbers every day. They are the kind of people that they will be smiling if they are doing something like content writing because it doesn't involve numbers. And who told you that a technical writer will not earn as much as a data analyst? Whoever told you that, he has not gone to LinkedIn. Go and search both jobs and like on LinkedIn. You will see how much they are paying people. So for me, I would say if you are that person that you've not experienced the work, you just heard them say, and you want to jump into it, you've not experienced, you don't have any experience around it whatsoever, whether it is that you've interned in it, you've volunteered in it, you've been in a workspace environment where you've seen people do it, like nothing like that. Please don't even pay for whatever it is you want to pay for. And which is what's going to make me explain the technical skill part. Don't pay for that technical skill or that hard skill, because all these data analysis, cybersecurity, all those things, they are hard skills. Like they are, like when you say hard skill, a chosen career path, like the title you are going to have, that is a hard skill, right? So I always say, please don't go that way. Do that personality test. Be certain about your preferences. In fact, you can even go a step further. When you are done doing that career test, as in, they will send you an email and say, they will suggest to you that these are the things that you will do well in based on the results you have. Just in case out of all those suggestions, you don't see anything, you see your phone, go to your WhatsApp phone like this, on top of your WhatsApp phone. Under WhatsApp, once you click WhatsApp, at the top of your WhatsApp, everybody, if you don't have it, that means your WhatsApp is not updated. On your WhatsApp, you see Ask Meta AI or search. It is right on top of your WhatsApp, like one round ring. On top, just click your WhatsApp, you see Ask Meta AI. Whatever result you get in terms of personality, put it there and say, my result is EINFJ. Like that is how the 16 personality will give you. This is my result. I would like to choose a career path as a beginner, or you are a beginner at that point. Can you suggest what you think would it will suggest different things for you, and to even give you reasons why it is suggesting it for you. Trust me, by the time you look at all those things that are suggested for you, and there are two things that will happen. It is either one of the suggestions is suggested for you, it is close to what you studied in terms of, I don't know, whatever it is you studied. Maybe you studied psychology or something. You say, this thing now suggested is HR. I think my knowledge in psychology will help me do human resources well. That will now be the time that you now carry yourself to online. You can now go to LinkedIn Learning or YouTube Self and go and ask YouTube or ask Google and say, please, I want to get into HR as an, or we even ask Meta AI back. After you read through all the things that it gave you as suggestion, you can say, this one is looking more like it. My advice, don't narrow it down to that one thing. Just pick like 2 or 3. Ask that AI back, that Meta AI or whatever it is. Ask it on your phone or WhatsApp and say, I have chosen this particular profession that I want to do. Please, can you give me as a beginner, what do I need to know about this profession? It will answer you back and say, oh, XYZ. After you have now read, what are the rudiments of that thing? The next step, who is writing these steps down? What is the first step? If you're a beginner and you're in a confused state about career, what's the first step? Know yourself. That's the first step. How do you know yourself? I'm not the kind of teacher that will tell you, you need to know yourself. I will not tell you how you will arrive at that answer. If I will not do something free, I will not do it free. I will not even show up. See, first thing is what someone should start writing it maybe in the comment section for me. First thing is what? Know yourself. How do you know yourself? Go and do 16 personality tests. Go to Google, type 16 personalities, know yourself. The second thing you need to do after you now do that 16%, I said you should now do what? You will now take the result of that 16%, INFJ, whatever it is it gives you. You will now go to your WhatsApp on top of your WhatsApp. If you don't see it there, go and update your WhatsApp and say, this is my personality test results, INFJ, whatever it is it gives you. Now say, I am trying to choose a career path as a beginner. You can even tell it, I studied Yoruba education, whatever it is. Now, please suggest the career path that will suit me based on the career personality test. So the next thing is to what? Number 2, to go and find out which career path will suit your personality. And how do you do it? You know, I will tell you, this is what you need to do. How do you do it? You go and ask Meta AI on your WhatsApp. I'm not giving you things that you have to go and pay money to do. I'm giving you things that are at your disposal on your phone. If you do it right now, you will see it there. You will now click it and ask it that question. When you finish asking that question, to now suggest. Now, step 3 is for you to do what? For you to narrow down career paths. I said, don't choose only one. You can choose 2 or 3. Narrow down what? Career paths. When you narrow down career paths, how do you know? When you narrow down career path, what do? You choose maybe 3 of them. After you've read through, maybe suggested 10 to you. After you read through maybe the 10, you will see 3 that is, I'm thinking, based on the reasons this AI gave me. I said the third step is to what? Narrow down your career path. How do you do that? You choose the 3 most likely things that you think you are going to like based on all the description and everything. You choose those 3. What is now the first step? You again ask question about the 3 you've chosen individually. Let's say, for instance, the first thing you took is HR out of the 3. You now ask Meta AI back. That is how to do it. You need to, 4th step is what you need to understand what is entailed in that profession. What is entailed in the profession that you choose, or one of the profession that you choose. You now take it back and say, I want to start HR profession as a beginner. This is what I studied in school. Please tell me all the things I need to know about this profession and how I'm going to thrive in it. When you ask Meta AI to give you all those things, that's the first step. Ask what is involved in what you've chosen. You cannot go wrong with knowledge. Knowledge is power. When you read all the things that is in HR, you now say, this HR, even if Meta AI says it suits me, but I realize that I can easily shout at people. I will not be a good HR person. I will let my emotions show. I will start shouting, all those kind of things. You will know that that one will not work. Okay, let me go to the next one. You ask the same question again. You pick the next one. You give it. Do you understand? You pick another one, you give it. By the time you do for the 3, you will weigh your options. Now, that's the 5th step. The 5th step will now be for you to now carry the profession that you now know that, okay, or maybe the 2 professions I know, I think I like these 2. You will now go to LinkedIn. LinkedIn, under the job section on LinkedIn, under job, you now type the title of the job you've now chosen there. Content writer, content creator, whatever it is you typed, project manager, whatever it is you now type it, you now find jobs under that title. When you search LinkedIn, if you've watched my 3 free videos, there is a video there that shows you how to do that. So if you've not watched it, go and find it on our homepage, our itrainafrica.com homepage. Just go there. You'll find the 3 free videos that will show you how to do this job search on LinkedIn and things like that. When you put that job there, you put the job there, you now say, this one now that I've seen HR jobs. In fact, you can even choose to put location of United States so that you can see the amount of work, money they are paying them. When you now do that, you now say, okay, at least you know the amount that you. So before you even start, you see, I've not even mentioned that go and pay for course that will teach you. Why? At least when you are paying for something, it will help you choose. Like you will be paying the right person to teach you. Like when you decide to go and pay for course, you'll be paying the right person, because now you would have seen the job functions. You would have seen all the requirements, even because on LinkedIn, when you click the job and you click this, you can choose the level that you want. Entry level, associate, middle level, senior level. Of course, you're a beginner in that discipline, you choose entry level. You will now look at, make sure you do it for like 5, as in when you find job, click 5 different jobs under that particular one thing. Look at, compare and contrast. You say, okay, this job, at least in 5 of those jobs, they asked me for these 4, 5 things. So by the time you know, this thing I'm explaining to you now is the step 5, and they call it gap analysis. It's called what? Gap analysis. By the time you now say, okay, this is, I don't have these things. So I need these skills. I need this thing to get started in this profession. That is where you will now go back and go and start researching. What? Who, like the course I want to take, how will I use it to acquire all these things this job is asking me for? So that you are not wasting your energy, resources, money, time, jumping from one course to the other that has no business in your life. I've heard that they are learning cybersecurity. You go and learn it. I heard that they are learning data analysis. You go and learn it. They are learning AI. You go and learn it. And I ask you, please, to what end? Come. Are you a library? Are you a storage of knowledge? To what end? How does this thing you are learning, how does it fit into your career path? How does it help you succeed in the next thing you want to succeed at? Have you done gap analysis to know that what is between you and where you want to be? It is when you know what is between you and where you want to be in terms of the knowledge gap, you will now go and look for the course, the person, the coaching, whatever that you now use to fill that knowledge. So you jump in. I always tell people like, I bought 10 courses. I said, me, I have not bought one. Because when I even choose to invest in this thing, it is because I already said, this is the gap I have. So I need to pay this person for the knowledge to fill that gap. Stop wasting your resources. Everybody is enrolling for that class. And I say, okay, madam, so when you finish learning, what are you going to use it for? I say, they say people are making money from me. I say, come back. People are making money from packing soakaway. Why are you not going to learn soakaway? Soakaway packing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So people make money from different things in life. People make money from twerking on TikTok. So why are we not, like, it should not even be about money at that particular stage. It should be about, what do I want to do? Because trust me, irrespective of what you choose to do, money will come out of it if you do it diligently. So that is my answer to a beginner. Please start dropping your questions, because the next part I want to answer, I illustrated the question that person asked me in the DM, right? And I said, if it is for a beginner that has no work experience, anything at all, this is how I will answer that person. Now, that same question, this other person that is asking me, it's not a beginner, has 5 years of experience, but as the experience in bits in different things. And as maybe the person has now resolved to say, it is HR. For this person, one thing is certain. They have experienced, maybe not directly, it's like maybe the employee is be doing admin work, but you realize that throughout your stay in doing admin work, you are doing HR work, join. Like you are doing it, you are doing project management for that company, join, and you are good at it. And it happens to a lot of people. If you're a professional in this house, that when they employed you, your employment letter carries something, but you discover that more than half of the job you do is in another sector. If that is you, just type yes in this thing, like, and you realize that, in fact, the thing you are doing, the additional thing you are doing is even more, it makes you happier than the original thing you are employed for. Like they employed you to do one thing, but you have somehow migrated into doing another thing, that thing, with a different job role. But you are doing it, you're not even asking for payments for it. So that kind of a person, the person already understands the requirement of that new thing they want to choose. So they are not coming from a place of, they told me, my daddy said, my auntie said, they're not coming from that place. They are coming from a place that they've experienced, they've seen at least a little of what they want to get into. That would be my advice to that person. You will jump all that step of whatever, and go ahead and go. And I always say there are two things you need to do. You probably need to get knowledge in that thing. You need to get knowledge. You may also, depending on the field, you may also need to get a certification in it. Like if, for instance, it is a field like, let me say, all these accounts that they need all those ICANN and everything, depending on what exactly, but it is not all, like I'm talking about the ones that really need like HSC now, they will say they need all this GIPSIN. There are some of them that need specific certification, depending HR, because HR is one place that even if you have knowledge, they need all this SPHIR or something like that. So depend, and that is why I mentioned certification, because if it is HR I'm using as illustration, you will need to get the knowledge and you will need to get the certification. Now, that is for the experienced person, right? But not really experienced like a job function. The next thing I would advise that such a person to do is, before you free the current job that you are doing, to go and concentrate on it, don't free it. Because you already have free access to be doing the job in your current, even if that is not your direct employment. Here is what you will now do. You need whoever it is that was now employed in your company, the original person that is doing that job. You need to get the person on your side and tell them, I want to be your subordinate. I will be happy. Give me any job. After I close my own day's work, I'll be doing your own job. Why? You will now tell that person what you intend to get from me, that, see you. I would like to get a recommendation from you. As in, no, you don't even say recommendation. Don't say it at that point. You say, I'd like to get your feedback based on how I perform on these tasks that you delegate to me. Make them your friend. It's as if, but don't ever say, please mentor me on this HR. The person is going to run away and say, okay, so after I finish mentoring you, you will take my job in this company, Abby. So the word mentor should never come out of your mouth to that person. That is the time you will start doing join man to the person and be saying, this is your job and everything like that. I see that you're always overwhelmed. Let me help you. Let me this thing. But like, you just show me now, there are things I could probably help you with. You will help the person do it. Before you know, the person is probably dumping half of their work on you. You need to do the work. Here's what you will now do. When you are doing the work, after some time, you now tell the person that, CEO, I'm going to need recommendation. They're trying to apply for this volunteering position online and everything like that, which you most likely should be applying for. Like, I'm trying to apply for this volunteering position in my church, in my community, and everything like that. And like, I feel like I can really help them in delivering that volunteering role. But then they are asking me that if I have not done anything around that before, that can apply for. So could you please just write me like a recommendation to, like a letter that could show that I've actually done this roles before, maybe even if it is not my job and everything like that. It's like, of course, are you serious? You want to even volunteer? You let the person write you that recommendation letter. That is the start of your career in that new thing. Let the person write you the recommendation letter. The moment they say, oh, they even most likely that you go and draft this thing, you go and draft it, you now put on the recommendation letter. Let's say it is HR now, whereas you are a finance officer. That's, recommending Aderinsola Adepoju as a skilled human resource person. Listen, all right. Hi, I'm this thing. I'm the head of HR in XYZ. This one, that one, that one. Yeah, this person was employed by the organization, but has gone ahead to be proactive and do the duties beyond this thing. In the last 3 months, in the last 6 months, you've been, carrying out human resource. They will write a beautiful, you will write that, and you will write a beautiful recommendation for your session, give them to proofread and sign. Once you are done doing that, that is your beginning. You carry the letter, and you, to whom it may concern, that is what you now put today, to whom it may concern, you carry the letter to go and start your, whether it is volunteering and everything, you go and use to start it there. So it is whatever it is you get, whether it is volunteering, it is real job and everything, you will now use it to get to the next step, because the moment that new place, whether it is a volunteering work or real work, employs you in the capacity of that new role, that means you, bam, you've broken into that space, because now your new role, whether it is a main job, volunteering role, now carries the title of this thing, new thing. And that's how you would have used your current job with knowledge. Before you go and ask that person to teach you, please make sure you are gaining knowledge around that thing, so the person is not angry at teaching you. Let's say, for instance, you want to do project management and you want to be helping somebody in your district, go and get knowledge quickly, not necessarily certification, like go and register for a course, an online course, if it's something that iTrain Africa offers in Skill for Work Academy or basically what we offer. Get that knowledge so that you are using the knowledge to help either your colleague or to help that your current organization to execute the tasks they have. Everybody is always happy to dump work on the next person. Everybody is always happy to dump work on the next person. The question is, the work that is being dumped on you, is this something that is going to be instrumental in you getting to the next place? If it is, please happily take the work. Happily take the work, because that work is what you are going to need in terms of experience when the time comes. So that's the end of my question to the person who had earlier asked on DM. I don't see questions yet. This thing. So anyone that has questions can start asking their questions now. I have answered the question I got before this clarity session. And by the way, you see this advice I just gave in my Global Opportunities program, that is the advanced program that we do for professionals. These are the kind of questions that I get asked by professionals that are transitioning, right? And this is the kind of recommendation I give, right? Which is why I say I first categorize into two places. People that have, which is why for me, whenever people say they want to join my GOP, and I said, do you have experience? And I always say, most of what I teach on the GOP is based on your experience. Because if you have to take that GOP, is it because GOP will not work for an early person without experience and someone who is really under 2 years? It will, but it means that I will have to give different set of recommendations on the GOP program to that person. You know, the way I would say, oh, don't put things like your certification, whatever in banner. For an early career person, I will give a different advice and say, no, this is what you have. So you need to use this particular thing in positioning. Do you understand? So that's why, and I always say it's just a lot of, it means the person will have to come to the clarity session, the 6 weeks clarity session for that program to come and start asking. In my case, I've listened to the course. In my case, what should I do because I'm an early career, that kind of a thing. Although I think I covered it on the course so that if the person is an early career, this is what they should probably do for LinkedIn. So question time. I really hope the person that asked me that question in the DM is on this call so they could have gotten clarity on what they need to get done. Hello, Dr. A. This would be long. I'll be 50 in August. And I feel so unfulfilled career-wise, but I'm hopeful. That's why I joined iTrain Africa. I have been managing my mom's school for about 30 years. In 2019, it got bad and I had to give up my salary. I have not earned a salary from the business since then. I do not want to continue this way. The economy is not smiling and the school is not trying to, it's just trying to survive. I have a passion and I know how I am good at organizing and managing events. So I took a project management course in February. I joined iTrain Africa last month, soft skills, project management, and internship. I hope to be able to get a job remote first. I need to earn a living. My question is, what else should a 50-year-old be doing in preparation for getting into the job market? I refuse to believe that it is late. I do not want to go into business. I have never attended an interview, so I have cold feet sometimes. So basically, you've been an entrepreneur all your life, managing your mom's business. And now the school is not serving your purpose of putting food on the table. What else should a 50-year-old be doing in preparation for the getting there? So here is what I'm going, and I'm going to be very candid with you. In your situation, I do not advise a remote role. Quest first. You've never actually been in a job market. That is a red flag for an employer because they can't determine your work ethics. Number two, age. In this case, someone who's going to employ you to be in a remote this thing is going to feel like you are from a different generation, and it will be hard for them to give you instructions because of that age. So they would rather not do that. Even if they won't tell you that, they will not tell you that it's because of the age they don't want to give you. But they just talk about their options that by the time I give this person work now, like I'll now start asking them, like by the time I ask them too much, I want to vex. I can't vex for them because they are older, that kind of a thing. So, and they don't want that kind of stress. So that is a challenge. However, here is the upside of your situation. You have 30 years of experience managing a company, right? What it means is you have probably, or will I say you've managed projects technically. You've managed projects because you would have handled quite a lot of things in your capacity managing that school. I'm not also certain, when you say the school is, you've not earned salary and everything, like the school is not doing well, to you, is your reason for unfulfillment in career because the school is not bringing money now? Or because you just feel like you've lived someone else's dream in the last 30 years? There are two different things. If it's because it's not bringing money, it means that probably the advice I would give would be to, as in on different things, based on my experience in entrepreneurship, for you to do certain things for the business to revive. However, if it is not that even if it is bringing money, you just feel like you've wasted your time. Like you really do not want to be managing a school, even when it was bringing money. Like it is not what you want to be doing. I'll give a different set of advice. So, okay, let me give the first recommendation. If the later, like, let me say, even if the school was bringing money, you just don't, like, you just feel like you've lived someone else's life. It's not what you really want to do. You don't want to be managing a school. Like, you're not an educational. If you don't like education, you just don't like it. Do you understand? If that is it, I would say there's no point, like, putting your energy to revive the school to start making money, because it doesn't just fulfill you. It means that what you've started right now, soft skill and everything like that, is the first step. Project management, trust me, right step, because you can cohort your experience in managing a school. When the time comes to say you have managed things, there's a way you can probably structure that story to reflect that you've managed things in the last 30 years, like been managing a school and everything like that. But like I said, in this case, you can't keep your eyes on remote role. I would rather you look for a physical thing first within your locality that can earn you money while you also learn to be employed by someone else. Once you are done with that, you could give yourself some timeline, 6 months, whatever, to do that. It gives you something to say, I have done this for someone else and everything like that. Then you can move from there. And you'll be shocked at what you learn when you're actually working for someone. And this is me talking from a place of what I've experienced. Proud to me starting my work in 2019 at University of Unilag, right? I'd never worked. Since 2010, I've been an entrepreneur. When I say I've never worked, I've never worked for someone. So for the first 9, 10 years of my life, I was being an entrepreneur. Now, when I got into the academic space, it was a different ballgame, but it was even still okay because academic is kind of, there's no really boss like that. Do you understand? Until I got into the professional space in 2022, remotely, and I had to start reporting to a boss. It was a it was a new set of learning for me because now it meant that I was used to being reported to. Now I have to be reporting to someone. So it meant that for me, I need to learn new skill sets. And that is what I want you to use that time that you go and use to do maybe that 6 months to learn. You need to learn how to work for someone. And you would rather do it in person. Now, when you are done doing that, you need to also now ensure that you do a fantastic job. You execute a project from start to finish for that person. You do a fantastic job. Why am I saying this? I always say when you are already limited by something, you need to ensure that people do not remember that thing, which is your age in this case. And I'll give you a situation. When I was doing my academic PhD and all that stuff, I was working, I was doing business and all that. And however it is I caught it, people were seeing me online doing my business and all that. It meant that they will question my commitment to the academic sector. So, because I know that I did not want you to tell me that it's because I'm doing business, that is why I did not pass. I had to work double the time. I had to be excellent. I had to do things that maybe, because I know that the kind of slack they will cut my colleagues, they may not cut me that kind of slack. Because the next thing I'll hear is because she's not concentrating. Do you understand me? So in your case, there's already an odd against you. You can't go and take up that first physical job and try to say, I cannot come and kill myself, I beg. If others in that organization are not doing the work, it is you that will do the work. Like you will do the work so well that the person is using you as a yardstick and saying, see, Lawi there. Despite, that is the kind of thing you want them to say. Like they will start giving you like the accolade. That is the kind of thing you want. So that, should you need a recommendation from that person, even after leaving that person to get a remote this thing, you must ensure that your record is so tight, and the person should be talking about how you are such a blah blah, you deliver. It doesn't. That is the kind of accolade you want for you to now transit into remote. That would be my advice. Now, if your grievances is because this business is not making money, you run a school, it's not making money. My advice, you see what you are learning on WFS, what you are learning on WFS, you need to implement it into the business. How do I mean? You need to digitalize that business. I don't know where that school is. You need to digitalize that business. How do I mean? Let me give you some suggestions. I don't know the locality. I don't know the exact location of where your school is. But first, you need to ask yourself, what are the things you've been doing over the years? Okay, teacher, you employ teacher, you pay salary, you do this, you do that, rinse and repeat and everything like that. You cannot be doing the same thing and expect a different result. You cannot be doing the same thing and expect a different result. You need to ask yourself, what is are you positioning as a premium school? Are you positioning as an affordable school? You must be somewhere. Oh, you are positioning as an affordable school, you're positioning as a rich school. Whatever it is your positioning, you will determine your next line of action. If the school is in a locality that you could sell online classes to people, that will be your best bet. It doesn't cost you much. Maybe just a Zoom subscription. A Zoom subscription. And you know the funny thing, the thing about this idea is you can, the same way I said it, you ask Meta AI. Ask the same thing. Say, describe what your school currently does. We are in a low-income area, we are in the high-income area in Africa, in Nigeria. Like, describe it. The school has not been making money in XYZ number of this thing. People are leaving, and these are some of the reasons that they are leaving. I need creative ideas on how to revitalize and start making money in this school. You'll be shocked at the ideas AI will give you. Because I don't have much information about your school right now, I would rather you understand how to go and research what you need to do yourself. But the fastest thing you can use to get money without spending much is online this thing. Use it to complement your existing this thing. I'm sure there will be certain people in your school that be like, okay, we want to train our children on STEM, this thing. Package very nice things and put it as online learning, and make sure your teacher shows up in that session. You use to collect extra money from them and all that stuff. So that will be the fastest way. Digitalize some of your learning and package it for people. You can also render other service. There's you can go and check the Tutoria. Tutoria is an online this thing. You can check the Tutoria model to see what I'm talking about. So I really hope this helps in terms of if it was about career fulfillment, you doing that. If it's about the money, you can actually start making money from that business. I don't believe, except it is not a need. What business you are doing is not a need. And I don't think school is actually a need. So if you are doing a business that is actually not a need, then there's a problem. But if the business is a need, it is probably your marketing that is faulty, or your offers are faulty. Offer means what are you offering in your school? Like, what is additional thing? What makes you different? Now, marketing means you are not reaching enough people to hear about the goodness of your school. So it's one of those two that are faulty, because your school is a necessity. Then, Kehinde Oyegbola said, Dr. Aderosola, how can one remain based on 16 personality? So when you say, how can you remain focused? I always tell people that your personality, if you are a creative person, which I am, so I understand where you're coming from, you don't want to do one thing for the longest time. Here is my recommendation. Someone like you needs to have element of entrepreneurship in your work. You know why? Entrepreneurship throws you different things every day. Because the truth is, for someone who doesn't easily focus on something, you need excitement. You need thrills. You need something to thrill you. You need something to, you don't need to do the same thing every day. Someone like, if you go and work in a bank and go and do customer service, you will die of boredom. Like, you will be angry. Because you are going to wake up every single day and be doing, good morning, how may I help you? Good morning, how may I help you? Good morning, how may I help you? For how long? You won't be able to cope. So for someone like you, the fact that you're asking that question, how do you remain focused, how do you remain on one job, means that you are most likely that person who doesn't enjoy one thing for too long. Which is why I said, if you're that person, you need to have an element of entrepreneurship in your work. Now, you may not be an entrepreneur starting the business yourself, but you need to now be an intrapreneur, which is like products design and project management. You need to be that person that is in charge of innovating products within an organization, because if you're in that specific place, it means that you will be seeing different shake every time. Like, in terms of product innovation within a company, things will go wrong, and you need that thing to go wrong for you to keep doing different things at different times. Do you understand? So for someone like you, you need a profession that varies, that allows you to do different things at different times. So the signal is passing to your brain is like, you are doing different things, but you're actually doing one thing. You're in one job, but that job allows for variety, allows your brain to be tasked at different points. Do not go and get a job that is operational in nature, that is just you sitting with operation. You will, like, boredom will choke you. Boredom will choke you. So don't do it. So my advice would be, don't even choose a career path that is very repetitive. Choose a career path like, let me say, product management, content creation that allows for creativity and for you to do multiple things and do different things under one profession. If you are going to, which I say, you need elements of entrepreneurship in whatever career path you choose. Number two, if you are someone that, despite doing, like, you being in something that allows you to do variety, you can still, when you say, you can still focus, right? You are probably at that stage that you are probably at the beginning stage of your career. If you are still lacking focus, despite you chose a career that has variety. Here's what I would say. Even if this is against popular opinion, I would say find a side hustle. Find a what? A side hustle. Make sure your side hustle does not take from your employer's time. Because I'm never a supporter of my side hustle taking from my, so find a side hustle that you can do that is not your work hours. That way, it balances out your brain in terms of you are doing different things. It helps you to know that, okay, I'm doing two different things and all that. So find something else that will not take from your employer's time, but will still give you that happiness of you are not doing one thing always. I think that is the approach I have used over the years. I don't think there has ever been a time that I've done one thing. I don't think so. Like, I'm always doing two things in the minimum. And yes, people have questioned that, is it possible to thrive? I have thrived in it because I'm a multi-potential life. I'm that person that has succeeded in multiple fields of life. Like, the kind of success I have in a particular field, someone that is a specialist in that field does not have it. Like, when I say so, like, someone that has done only that thing all their life may not have it. So I do anything I do it well. So that would be my this thing. Then the next question is, I'm an entrepreneur by nature and I've opened 3 businesses, 2 chemist stores, 7 years, and a diagnosis center, 2 years. Where do I belong? An employee or a CEO? I will be 35 years by September. Please, ma'am, will be willing to choose to be called an employee if you think I will attract global opportunity as an employee. So what do you suggest for me? So you're an entrepreneur, so you can't be saying, what are you? You're an entrepreneur, so you're an employer of labor, right? You're an employer of labor, you're not an employee. Given what you have businesses that you run. Where do I belong? An employee and a say? You are definitely a CEO, not an employee. Then you would rather be called an employee if you are certain you can use it to attract global opportunities. Here is the thing. Maybe you need to first understand what a global opportunity is. It's opportunity that is open to people from across different parts of the world. I have attracted global opportunities as an entrepreneur. In fact, today, we still got selected based on us applying for a whatever, like a grant training kind of thing. We still got selected today for something. Do you understand what I'm saying? So global opportunities can be gotten irrespective of your field. Let's be clear. You may also want to read, there's one ebook that we have, 10 types of global opportunities that you can get, or something like 10 different categories of global opportunities. I think that is what that ebook is about. It's on our website. It's 5,000. That's like $7 or thereabout, in case you're not Nigerian. Go and read up about global opportunities, right? It's just one of those ebooks that when people need clarity, I refer them to, they should go and pick it and start from there. Why am I saying this? You see the thing you are doing, the pharmacy and the diagnosis center you are doing, you could actually use it to attract or get global opportunities. I said something earlier to, I think people in my, is it SFW? No, it is my GOP people from previous batch. I told them that this year, all my positioning on LinkedIn is as the founder of iTrain Africa, meaning that I'm a what? I'm an employer of labor. I'm the CEO of iTrain Africa. So how come I'm able to position myself to try to get something, global opportunities? Because I am using my business. The only challenge you may have, and honestly, if you are someone that can afford GOP, that's a global opportunities program, I'll probably ask you to get on that program. If you don't know what I always say, the program is for what? Founders, experienced professionals, experienced academics, C-suite executives. Why? If you're a founder, there is a way that you could actually craft your profile to use your company to get to global opportunities. Now, 2 years ago, I was using myself. I wanted to work as an employee. I wanted to get opportunity for myself, not for my company. And that is what I got, which is why I first worked at Natural History Museum of London as a design lead. Then I moved. After I was done, I knew that I needed to build iTrain Africa. If you, in fact, see my chat with my husband, yes, 2 days ago, and my friend Amara, I said this thing. I said, I have now built, I said, in the last 9 months or 1 year, I have freed my personal quest for global, like personal global opportunities to front load the academy, the iTrain Africa brand, to be what I am using to get global opportunities by next year. And the moment I'm able, and which is why I said, I started by doing applications and position. In fact, I started by using my LinkedIn to start positioning this year, January. And I kid you not, some of the things I've gotten reached out to for includes maybe people wanting to partner with me from Netherlands, individuals reaching out to me from World Bank, IFC to say, let's have a chat. What are you doing? Why? Because I needed that opportunity for what I was building, not for me. Prior to this time, I've always attracted global opportunities for me. Now, prior to using myself, I was using my previous business. So, for instance, if you check my other business, my fashion business, that it was with that previous business I got onto Womenpreneur Pitch a Ton, that thing by Access Bank. In 2019, I was one of the first people that got the first 50 people they ever selected for the Womenpreneur Pitch a Ton. I was one of those 50. I used my other business then. I'd not even started iTrain Africa. With that other business, I got into Ayada Franco German Innovation Lab. Do you understand? With that other business, I got, do you understand? So I've won, maybe that is why I teach like about global opportunities under my personal brand, because I have won them for different things. I have won in the category of business. I have won global opportunities in the category of self. I have gotten global opportunity in the category of being a founder for iTrain Africa now, that is social enterprise. I've gotten global opportunities on the ground of academics. Do you get it? So me going to like Unleash Innovation Lab in Singapore in 2018, it was on the ground of academics. Me getting my, becoming an analytical, whatever, what was that thing? ACTF scholar. It was on the basis of academics. So it doesn't matter. When people tell me I want to branch here, I always say the question is, do you have clarity on the aim? Note, my GOP is not for, there's a difference between business owner and entrepreneur. That is why when you see me define my GOP, I say for founders, there's a difference between founder and a business owner. A founder probably has a visionary roadmap to build and scaling. I own a business means I want to feed my stomach. I really do not have plan for that long term, all those things. And if you are not that person, it means that you cannot, even if you apply for my GOP, when you fill the form, my GOP is based on application only, that is Global Opportunities Program. It's based on application. Yesterday, I reviewed 10 people's application. I sent rejection to 3 people of 10. So even if they are willing to pay me 268,750, when I read their goal, I read all the things that they fill in that form. If they don't match, I'll say you cannot come on my program because I cannot help you. Do you understand? So, but because now you said, oh, I have 2 chemists, that means immediately in my head, what is coming to my head is, this person can build a profile as a founder in the health sector. And automatically I'm saying, oh, by the time we are doing this person's story, person's talking about the SDG 3, I say they are, tackling the problem of good health and well-being. Like, I'm already doing mental calculation because I know for you have 2 solid businesses in the health sector. You most likely did not get here by chance. You put in work. You did not get here by chance. So for you, what you probably haven't thought about is, how do I use what I have to now position? You've not seen a lot of founders that be like, oh, they are calling them to come and present one speech in Brussels, to come and do this thing in this thing. Oh, the person is a startup founder. You've not seen that they are going to the global stage on the account of the business they are running. It's even funny how I have seen people like you that have solid things, that is making money, making profits, not be able to get into such places. But you see the one that knows how to write good business pitch and package, but the package, what they put in that thing is even nonsense. Like, it's nonsense. That business is just being funded by what do they call it? They raise funds. Please don't quote me wrong. Raising funds from venture capitalists, raising funds from is not a bad thing. I'm just saying that these people know that they just know the process of packaging and using it to get funds from outside, used to get all those global positioning. And one day they'll just tell their investors that, okay, they have liquidated, they've gone bankrupt. But they would have used that thing to get global recognition. Like, they would have used it to speak on the global stage, to be interviewed on the global stage, to be awarded. Whereas the nonsense they are building is not even making money. It's not making $1. But they have told their story well. So I don't know, econometrical, whatever. For me, please, Muina, are you here? Drop the link to the GOP in the comment section on Zoom. If you are watching me on YouTube, you may want to reach out to us on 0805-345-3099. If you are that person that this advice I'm giving this particular lady applies to you, send us a message and say, I want to fill GOP, that's Global Opportunities Program form. Fill the application form. I would, the program, the batch 7 is starting, batch 7 of that program is starting July 19, right? July 19 is when it is starting. Registration for it is closing July 17. You can also read up. Muina, apart from the application link, you can drop the link to the program, the information page of the program. You can drop the link in the comment section. Let them read up about the program. So if you're that person that you are here, that you have something, like you have experience, but you don't know how to use that experience to now build for global opportunity. And please note, global opportunity is a very cerebral program. When I say cerebral, you must be willing to do the work. Like, you will learn, then you come to live workshops with your laptop, you implement and things like that. It is a life, like, I don't know how to explain it. It is something that you first need to build yourself, so you can now use yourself to position your brand, then things can now come to you. So that would be my advice to that person. You don't have to be an employee, but if you must, then you must now start asking yourself, what did you study? Because I don't know if you must be an employee. It means that you must have, like, you must be employed as something, as a technical this thing. What will you need to be employed as? So maybe Like, do you have work experience aside being the founder of these two things? What educational experience do you have? I don't know what that is. So if you want to be an employee, that's when you probably need to go and start in that regard. And please note, for everybody that is here, irrespective of whether you've worked before, you need soft skills. You know, all along I've been talking about technical skills. If you've never enrolled for our WFS, you need to enroll for WFS. WFS is workplace foundational skills. There are people that are enrolled in our project management, product management, content creation that are currently struggling in the tech programs because they don't know how to do foundational stuff. They cannot open an Excel sheet. They don't know how to click Google Workspace. They don't know how to do all those foundational things. And it is under the foundational school. So please, I know you may not have never heard this before. The only thing you'll be hearing is project management, content creation, and all those things. So when I tell you to take workplace foundational skills, you'll be like, I'm wasting my money. Guess what? You will come back. You will come back. You will struggle and you will still come back and pay for it. In fact, you may even pay for it when the 75% subsidy is no longer there, because you realize how much you need it. And what is WFS? It is Workplace Foundational Skills Program. Workplace Foundational Skills Program. If you are wondering what is inside the curriculum, just you can go to our website, again, itrainafrica.com. Just go to our website, or Muina, drop the link to this thing. Drop the link to maybe the free video or something, or you can just go to our website. You can pick up the free video. The curriculum is on that free page or something, like when you watch the video. And also, it is a mixture of different things, but let's just say that everything that you need to thrive in the workplace in terms of how you work, not necessarily the work you are rendering. Like, you can be a project manager rendering project management, but aside the knowledge that you're using to do your work, like, how do you work? What skills do you have? Can you, what digital skills do you have? How do you structure your work? Are you working efficiently on your work? Are you rusty? Like all those things. Like, are you operating Zoom? Are you getting to a Zoom meeting? You are saying, like all those small things that disqualify you from the work, or even getting the work. When they ask you to introduce yourself, are you saying I eat beans in the morning, eat this thing in the afternoon? Like, that course is a finishing school for every literate person. I did not say schooled person. Literacy is I have gotten to GSS 3. You are literate. Anybody that has gotten from primary school to secondary school, done 3 years in secondary school, in high school, you are literate. Trust me on that. So I always say any literate person, your child, your sister, your mother, any literate person needs WFS. I cannot overemphasize it. You can ask people that are here that have taken that program. I don't want to speak about it myself. Let people who have taken WFS tell you about why you need it. So I'm an entrepreneur, Rabi Abdul Wahab. I'm an entrepreneur. I have always wanted to be an academician. I did NYSC since 2008. I have not been employed since then, but I have done PGD in education and master's in education. Recently, I tried to apply for lecturer job, but they were requesting for PhD holders. My business is selling books. So how can I make myself relevant? I have so many ideas to create other businesses related to teaching, but I don't get excited being the employer. Meaning, you want to be employed. You don't want to be the employer. Rabi Abdul Wahab, here will be my suggestion to you. In the current Nigeria, they hardly, I have a PhD, right? I have a PhD in chemistry. And I can tell you for free, the only reason I went on a PhD journey is because I knew that they would not employ me if I don't have a PhD. And I honestly just wanted to teach at the university as at the time I made that decision. Because I love to teach. So I'm going to ask you, Rabi, when you say you want to be an academician, do you mean you like the title of the lecturer? Do you mean you like the profession of teaching adults at the university? Like, I need to understand what is your motivation. For me, when I made that decision, maybe over 10 years ago, I wanted to teach. not necessarily teach chemistry. Let's be clear. So if you are choosing the profession, you may be doing it because you love who you are going to serve, which is the best thing alive. If you are a doctor and you chose medical profession because you just like to serve humans, like you like to heal people, you like to, like, even if they don't pay you, you will still heal people. That is the best kind of thing to do. To choose a profession because you want to serve a particular audience. So as at the time I chose to go on BSc, MSc, PhD, when I tell people I chose to teach, they think I'm one of those people that I finished from school. My friends were applying to customer care bank, and that time I did not want to. I wanted to teach. And I was clear about who I wanted to teach adults because I liked shaping lives. But as at the time, when I made that decision, the only places you could teach adults was at the university, higher institution. Do you understand? So I wanted to be an educator all my life because I had realized early on that it's like I'm gifted with clarity. It's a gift. Like I help people achieve clarity. I teach with ease. I've taught for straight 6 hours before. Like I could be sick, and when they say teaching has happened, I would just stand up, teach. My husband would even always joke and say, you are complaining and you are lying down and you're not feeling fine. Now it is time for your session. You will come, you will just start smiling and be teaching. Once it's teaching, all your problem has finished. So it was for me, I wanted to teach. It does not now matter. So, but did I realize that I just wanted to teach really like this? I realized that I wanted to teach because I like the fact that I could influence people's growth, right? Now, whenever I hear people say, I want to be an academician, trust me, sometimes more than half the time, is because people like that lecturer title. Like there's something that lecturer title does for their ego. Then I say, you need to define your why. So that you will know that if it is worth investing in. If I had the clarity, or if situations were different, I wouldn't have done a PhD in chemistry. I would have probably done a PhD in entrepreneurship and innovation, or a PhD in leadership, a PhD in something else that is related to what I'm currently doing now. But given I had done a BSc and an MSc in chemistry, no one was going to admit me into a PhD in what I don't have specialization in. Do you understand me? But at the time, I still didn't think it was a bad thing because I felt, okay, when I now finish the PhD, I will start teaching. When I started teaching at university, I realized that I was such a good teacher, not because of the chemistry, but because of the mode of delivery. I was that teacher who put in extra effort into training myself on how I was going to deliver the best knowledge to my students. So I was concerned about the mode of delivery of learning more than, because why? I wanted people to learn, be happy learning, and for it to change their lives in the true sense of it. So I would do extra research on how do I teach, how do I deliver, how do I ensure that they are happy learners, because I was more concerned because I had seen how people don't want to learn because of the teacher that is teaching them. So by the time I finally got into that profession, I realized that I really was not actually concerned about teaching the chemistry. So it means that if they, like, I still wanted, like, till now, I always tell people that I will still go teach at the university, but not necessarily teaching what I have a PhD in. And those opportunities are already presenting themselves to me. I have people reaching out to me from the career department of the same university I've taught chemistry, which is England, to say, come and speak on career. Meaning that I'm feeling my dream. I will still go back and go and teach that thing or give them speeches and lectures and seminars or whatever on what I really wanted to teach them. Do you understand? So you need to define why. Why? When you understand the why, you will know that maybe you can fulfill your why outside the academic sector. Why the academic space? Is it the audience? Is it a name calling? Is it because you love what you studied and you want to teach at the university? You need to find, how do I fulfill my purpose of being in the education space? I am in the education space right now as an entrepreneur. And I'm living my dreams, I must tell you. You would even be able to tell, like, I'm here doing this for free, right? I'm living my dream because I am teaching the audience I want to teach, and I'm teaching them what I want to teach them. And it's only entrepreneurship that could have. I tried this when I was at the university. I walked up, I said, I want to teach this thing. And I was met with a brick wall and said, oh, will you sign memorandum? Will you sign this? Will you? And I'm like, are you serious? And I asked myself, Jerry, do you really want to be impacting 150 people only? Because the class only limited me. At the time, the maximum number of students in my class is 150. And I said, no, God did not send me to 150 people. He sent me to millions in Africa. I can't achieve that within this space. So I checked out. There are people that I tell this, doctor, why are you not lecturing? I said, I'm seeing the education space. We are teaching. We are fulfilling the purpose of education in different space. It's not all of us that will be. Some of us need to branch out to fulfill our mission. Can we still go back? Like I just said, I'm elated, but most likely I'll not be going back to teach what exactly I studied. So please, I would like for you to define why education, so you don't spend your time, because sometimes people have childhood dreams of, I want to be a lecturer. I want to be a lecturer. And in the true sense, it's not worth it. It took me to be in the 3rd year of PhD to realize that. And in 2019, 2 people that helped my life. One was a lecturer that gave me that clarity. I traveled from Aberdeen in Scotland to UK, paid money to find that person who gave me that clarity and said 10 things you could be using your PhD for aside being in the university. I can't forget that conference in Liverpool. I can never forget it, because it was a ton, like I had that aha moment. And I said, okay, when I get back to Nigeria, I'm redefining my career path. Did it seem crazy then? Yes, it seemed crazy. I invested all my savings and borrowed money to craft a new career path. I can't forget in 2019, I came back in December 2018. In 2019, from January to December, I was in one training or the other, because I had done skills mapping, exactly what I told you here. I had done skills mapping to realize, what do I need to reinvent? And from January, of course, I am very skilled at applying for global opportunities, right? So the ones I could not afford, I was applying to get into innovation labs and everything to learn. And by the end of I can remember that the first set of people who Ibukwa Woshika mentored, I was part of them, right? I paid to get into that mentorship and everything like that, because I needed that reinvention and I needed to do it fast. Of course, I was already like in practice. I didn't have the luxury of time to be doing trial and error. I always tell people, if you're in your 30s, please pay for knowledge, pay for access, pay for, don't spend your energy. Someone in their 20s can say, oh, I have time, I don't have to pay. Let me be doing trial and error, I'll get there. If you're in your 30s and above, you don't have that luxury of time to be doing trial and error with your life. I always tell people that. Find money, pay for access, pay for knowledge, pay for coaching, pay for whatever. Get into that space so you can collapse your time. And that was what I did in 2019. And I remember at the September of 2019, I'd gone on, in September, I got on 2 different, I got on Womenpreneur Page to learn. I got also, and I was running a business in fashion space. I got on different things. And by December, I remember Stephanie Obi then, our program was about $700 as at then. And I didn't even have money because it was towards the end of the year. I'd put all my savings back in my fashion business to buy fabrics and things like that. I didn't even have money. I just told my sister then. I went to her, I said, borrow me $700. I need to pay for an online course. Did it make sense to anybody in my family? Like, apart from that, my sister? Most likely not. Because how do you explain to somebody that, please give me $700? How to be used to pay for online course? Like, it will make sense if maybe I'd gone to my dad and I said, I want to do master. So I want to do something that has name, like it has name, definition. They may have borrowed me. But I was going to, in people's words, say, you are carrying money to go and give someone like yourself, like your mates, to learn what now? Like, do you understand? And that is some people's mindset here, and I totally understand. But me, I had seen better. I had seen better. My heart had cleared that I needed the knowledge in that person's head. And she was offering it at $700. And I did not have the money. I went to borrow for it, but I had the plan. I had a clear plan. And what was my plan? At the top of everybody's plan, when you are reinventing yourself, choosing a new career, at the top of your plan should be learning. You cannot escape it. When people come to me and say, I want to start a business, I say, how much is your developmental money inside that capital that you have? How much is your knowledge money? If you have 500,000, carry 250,000, go use to invest in knowledge. Because that remaining 250,000 naira, it will help you achieve your dreams better than carrying the entire 500 and starting a business. It will collapse. You are only as good as the knowledge you carry in your head. So, and that was what I did. So I don't even say I carried money. I carried the money I did not have. Paid $700 in December of 2019. The course started in January. It was a 3-month program. I started it in January to March. When COVID hit, at the end of March, it was a good thing for me because it allowed me to then start April 4, we started iTrain Africa of 2020 during COVID. So when everybody was resting during COVID, I was busy building because I now had knowledge to build. Do you understand? So please, you may be shocked that if you define your why, this person, you will realize that you are probably choosing to do something for the wrong reasons. And when you understand this is why I really want to do this, then you will not map out, you will do a gap analysis. I really want to be in the academic space because you will now ask yourself, can I achieve this in a different way? Right? Can I achieve it in a different way? So if you can achieve it in a different way, by all means, go and start that thing. I always, when people tell me I want to get something, something they can't control. And I'm like, I don't understand. Are you going to give yourself a job at the university? Can you control it? You can't control it. So I would not. Give me a minute. I need to be sure that this is still streaming, right? So I always say you can't control it. So anything you can't control, don't put yourself at the mercy of what you can't control. If you like jump from today to tomorrow, do this thing. You can't control how you get a job at university, especially if like you can't control it. So go build yourself a career where you can control and increase your value while at it. So by the time you finally get there, people are willing to, people are gravitated towards value. Value is what precedes anything. The people that shut the door on you, once you become a valuable person by self-improvement, self-development, they are running to you. Value always precedes. I mean, value clears all bullshit. Just let's be clear. Now, next question. Say, I refuse to register my second chemist store because I'm not sure if I should register it in my name as an employer or if I can register it with my husband's name and claim to be an employee under him. I did personalize and gave me a commander. I need to know where to face in my life, an employee or a CEO. But I think employees have more global opportunities than real entrepreneurs. That is why I'm scared to come out as an employee. But you think employees, the truth is there are always many opportunities where you are. There is something I'm applying for. I'm currently filling an application right now. I started filling it 2 days ago. And I am feeling it as an entrepreneur. It's a global award that most likely it will take me out of this country to go and receive the award and get into one network and everything like that. It's your perspective, which is why I said, you know what? Pick up that 5K ebook. You may not even get on GOP. Pick up the 5K ebook, understand what global opportunities are, and define your destiny. Understand what global opportunities are. Oh, you registered for this thing, fantastic. You made a good choice. Register for GOP, but please roll up your sleeve. It is not magic and it is not a walk in the park. If you register for GOP, I can bet that my team has registered you for your courses. I really, really hope that you are watching those courses because there are some life lessons you will need to define before you come to class. You will need to do your brand clarity before you come to class. So if you've not started, let it be your Netflix this weekend. Netflix on it. Binge on it. Do it like your life depends on it. So when you come to class, you are ready. You have studied and you are implementing. Life classes are workshops. Workshop means that I already know what I want to do. Then I'm seeing Dr. Derisola build her own meet on my laptop. And before you leave that workshop, you should have built your first draft of the profile that we're going to use and use to position on LinkedIn. So please, if you have not started watching your courses, as you are living here, get on it. Get on it, okay? I have already paid for the soft skill school program that will start in August, but we'd like to switch over to technical school models and programs. So what do I do? When you say you want to switch, so any technical course, whether it's content creation, project or product is 107,500. Bernard A. Nacho. So when you say you want to switch over, so you can balance the money. So most likely you'd have paid 37,625 for this thing. So balance the money and send an email to say that the money you paid before. And I really hope that you are not one of those people that have requested access to the WFS prior to time. If you are not, fantastic. You just need to say, oh, you don't want the WFS again. But if you ask me, WFS is your starting point at the Skill for Work Academy. But like again, I said, you probably know why you want to switch. So my advice to you would be, if you are certain you want to switch because you understand, because here is what is happening in technical school right now. People in technical school, their WFS is supposed to start August 1, but they have had to beg us to give them access to certain modules so that they can self-study to help them in technical school. They are struggling. They are struggling. I see people like Blessing showing them, okay, for you to do, you don't need to create a domain. You just need to click on Blessing. If I show you Blessing's message to me in March before she joined WFS, I cannot forget that I was a rusty professional. I didn't know how to do. If I show you her messages now, I don't even want to talk about Blessing's story, like right now, like what she's doing. But the same advice I gave her, I said, please go aside from the BFSO. Because the truth is, if you give me money for technical school, it's twice or almost 3 times the money of this thing. So it is more money for me. Do you understand? It is more money for me. But I'm saying, if you already understand and you know certainly that WFS you are beyond it, you can upgrade. Just give them more money and tell my team that you don't want WFS again. You now want to add more money to be in technical school, okay? Rabia, you like teaching. That means that you could achieve your teaching dream anywhere. Do we do internship? Rabbi, do you mean physical? We do internship at this SFW, that is Scheme for Work Academy. And we do like an immersion model of this particular program where you basically learn and you are in our org. But I must tell you, it doesn't come cheap at all. Our 6 months immersion model, where you are resuming like a staff at our organization and basically learning everything that I use in how I basically run my business alongside the soft skills and everything, is 1.5 million naira. So it doesn't come cheap to get into that program that allows you to physically, it's an apprenticeship program. It is an what? It is an apprenticeship program. It is not an internship. Apprenticeship is different from internship. Internship is I have skills and this thing. I'm looking for a place to practice. Apprenticeship, I'm coming to shadow you, and that is it's called job shadowing. It's an apprenticeship program. So please take note of that. And there's also another model that is called hybrid workers model, where the person does 1 month in our org. And that 1 month doesn't have to be continuous. They learn online, they learn certain skills online in the programs. Like we will give them access to, like, let me say WFS and 2 other programs, like depending on what they want to achieve. But one of the programs that we are certain that they must get access to is content creation, because a lot of what we do at the org is about content creation, right? So we give them access to 2 other courses on that program. So like we give them access to the BFS, 2 other courses on that program. Then they come and do their own job shadowing. After they've done all that learning online, they come and shadow us for 1 month. So they are part of basically, like, they will still need to resume like 9 to 5 and do work. So when they are coming, so for instance, if that person took content creation and project management, so when they are coming to do that, they are 1 month shadowing, they are coming as, like, it's almost like we are employing them, only that we are giving them tasks. They need to do work. It's like they are coming to work. That is what it is. But at least they are not starting from, they already have knowledge and they are coming to do job shadowing for 1 month. That particular one is 500,000 that they show up for 1 month. But if someone is coming into our space at the org to come and get on the immersion model, job shadowing program, where they are basically seeing me every day and basically seeing all the bad goals we go through in entrepreneurship, that program is 1.5 million naira. So I'm not sure. You could also read up about it on our page. Moina, please drop the informational page for iTrain Africa. That's iTrainAfrica.com/skilled for work informational. More around those 2 models. That's the hybrid model and the immersion model is on that page. Okay. So that's what you could actually do, because that's what Ghania had to do then. I know the funny thing is Ghania has a school. Ghania is an entrepreneur. She has a school. She's the proprietor of a school. But she was candid enough with herself to say, I need immersion model of learning to be able to upgrade my business and everything like that. So it's your choice. But for us, also we interview, because it's my workspace, right? For any program that is like the person is having to come into our workspace, we interview the person, even with the money. Like, we need to interview and be sure that they are a right fit to come into our workspace to do that. So we actually even interview the person, speak to the person, and be sure of if we. Yes, the immersion model is physical. It is a physical program, a physical 6 months program. That's why it's called immersion. Like, it's an apprenticeship program. It's like, let me say, you know, the Igbo apprenticeship program, you say, I'm going to learn trade. That is what it is. Where they say they give you boy in the markets. I bet make it they follow you. So that is what it is. It's an immersion, it's an apprenticeship. It's not an internship. The other one that is hybrid is an internship, because that one, the person would have learned what they need to learn online, then they come and execute the work in our hall. That is the one that is internship. The last one, which is the immersion, is a physical program. So it just depends on what your life is looking like right now. Then we can move from there. I don't know where you are in the world. Then Shirley says, good afternoon, Doc. Please, I registered for GOP. I paid in 2 installments. We will have access to the old. Yes, you will have access. Is Aisha here? Moina, can I unmute you, please? So Shirley, you have paid the 2 installments of GOP. So what it will mean is you should have access to 2 courses. And when we start the support on July 19, which is next week, Friday, you would be part of this. Aisha,
Yeah.
Does Shirley have access to 2 GOP courses?
You should have access to 2 courses now. Aisha boarded already.
Shirley, please, you should have access to the LinkedIn course. In fact, the first course, the profile course, and the link. Again, Shirley, if you have not studied those courses, don't do any other thing this weekend. Just sit down and start and implement what I asked you to implement before you come to class. I beg you. Okay? Get it done before you come to this thing next week, Friday, because you will realize that the assignment I've given to you will require you to actually go back in time. Okay, so you need to GOP. When people ask me, when is GOP start? I said GOP does not have a start time. So the question is, when does the support start? Because unlike SFW, that we say we are starting on August 1. When people pay for the program, we give them access to 2 online courses immediately. Why? Number 1, I'm working with experienced people. Time is very scarce. Number 2, profile building requires you to do the work of introspection. And it doesn't come easy. It doesn't come easy. You will probably ask your stakeholders, you probably do personality, you probably do different things I recommended on how you are going to introspect. If you will need to learn what you need to do, then do it before you come to class. It does not have a start date. They enrolled you. Okay? You need to start. Everybody that we've told everybody that's registered for GOP, we've given you access to your courses. Please go and start. That is why GOP does not have a start date. The moment you pay, we give you access to the 2 courses. Hope paid, Shirley, I think Hope paid after you. Hope paid first installment March or something. Then pay second installment April 25. Hope has finished by May 1st. May 1st. Hope has gotten an international company reaching out to her from the US. May 15th, she got another one from South Africa. Like, I have not started support. Because why? The course itself is this, like, if you study it and implement, you get results. The learning is on the online course that you already have. So what I'm coming to offer in that 6 weeks is live support. Not the knowledge is out of my head, is on the course. Then, so I think that I need to leave here very soon. I'm going to need to go home to take my next meeting, which starts at 6. Good afternoon. I'm an experienced employee, currently switched from treasury management to primary market. He said that will be a good program for me. So what is the goal? Aishat Dowdu. What is the goal? I'm an experienced employee, currently switched from treasury management to primary markets. That means they are still in the financial sector. You're still in the financial sector, right? You're still in the financial sector. Great. So are you trying to get opportunities in the financial sector? Or you are transiting into something else? So please answer that question so I can know what to tell you. Are you trying to get opportunities in the finance sector? Yes, I'm still in the financial sector and I want to be more. Great. So if you're that person, Aisha Daudu, I would say get on GOP if it is within your budget and if you have applied for it and they've sent you approval, like I've sent you an approval. If you don't even know what it is about, pick up an application form for GOP, apply for GOP. I will review some applications. I can't promise you tomorrow, but maybe Sunday because I have a training at I have a full day training tomorrow, and I'm also moderating the product management and project management sessions tomorrow. So I can't promise I'll do anything on GOP tomorrow. I may do tonight, I can't tell, but just fill the GOP form, right? I will send you approval or rejection as the case may be based on what you feel. And you can get from there. So GOP will be my recommendation to you because you're not switching sector. You are skilled at what you do. You probably need to now extract your value and put it out there in front of people to give you stuff. Then Global Opportunities Program is where you need to be because you are experienced. You need to get opportunities in what you already have. Most likely GOP is your go-to. However, just like I told Hope, then I said, if you are now trying to get opportunities that also include remote whatever, you will need to combine GOP and WFS. Why? WFS is called Remote Workers Program for a reason. There is somebody on batch 3, I don't know who the person is, that dropped a review for us 2 days ago. You know what the person said? I said, I can't remember who the person is. The person said, I have worked remotely before. I thought I knew something. Maybe I should even check the group. They say, I thought I knew something until I joined WFS. And I was like, almost like, I didn't know anything in the former remote worker. There's remote work, there's remote work. I am an international remote worker. Do you understand? There is a difference. I always tell people, I work remotely locally, I work remotely internationally. They have different demands. They have different level of exposure. The collaborative work tool you've used, maybe on your team, all you are doing is doing WhatsApp. I work remotely in one local government, we are communicating on WhatsApp. It's not happened in an international scene. You're probably collaborating on Slack, on Miro, on all those things. I always say there are levels to this thing. Communication is different. Tools you use are different. The hierarchy is different. The way you don't chat anybody when they're on holiday is different. Like they're just different cultural nuances and different remote use and they're different things. So whenever somebody tells me, oh, I want to get global opportunities in the thing I'm doing, and maybe it now includes me being able to work remotely, I say, you will need GOP to attract the opportunities. You will need WFS to upskill for it. You will need WFS to upskill for it, because it's possible that you come on my GOP in this thing, tell me, I've attracted, you will now go and mess it up, because that is why one of my workshop on GOP is how to maximize your opportunity. You will now go and goof, you finish attracting opportunity, but you don't have the skills. By the time you get into the interview, you will goof it. You would goof, because whatever I teach you will probably work to get you in the door. Skills we show at interview, your lack. They are probably asking you, oh, as this thing, if you have to craft a whatever for your this thing, your subordinate, you have to structure their work. How will you do it? You are saying, I will give them. They are not questioning your ability to do finance and do markets. Do you understand? They are not asking you questions around, can you do market? They've seen your CV. They know you can do all the marketing you want to do, your treasury. They've seen it. But they are questioning, how do you now execute the work in terms of working with others? So that one is not a technical skill. Your technical skill is the knowledge you have in your area of specialty. They are now questioning your soft skills. And I've been in nothing less than 2 international jobs interview to know that the questions they ask you are 70% soft skills. 70% soft skills. Oh, if you had to do like a collaborative work with a team, how are you going to execute it? If you had to do this, how are you going to structure your team? Do you understand? And you're asking, I came to interview for technicality, like, can I code? Can I design a curriculum? But the question you're asking me is, Now, in you executing your curriculum development, what are the this thing? How are you going to ensure that you're this thing? So they're not asking me about the technicality of the curriculum. In fact, most likely the person interviewing is not even a technical expert in that thing. So they are asking you, how can you fit into our company culture? How do you work well with another thing? That is where people lose out. And those are the kind of things I covered on WFS as, like, which is what I call it workplace foundational. It's a mixture of plenty of things. So that is what I always say. But if it is to attract the opportunity, GOP can do that one for you. But the time will come that you will now need the skills after attracting the opportunity. Then WFS, you have to get on it. So that's my advice to you. You want to grow into senior this thing. GOP is calling your name, oh, please. Hey, GOP is calling your name. GOP is calling your name. Da Aishat. Like GOP is calling your name, bad. Like, I want to grow into senior management. Just like GOP has your name on it. Like, I always tell people, like, what got you here cannot take you there. From junior level to mid, from mid to senior, you need a different set of tactics. And it is not about your skills anymore. It's not about your technicality. It is not about who has the network, who has the leadership skills, who can negotiate for the company. So the things you are checking you on is no longer about markets. It's a different judging criteria. Do you understand? Can't mean next WFS and GOP. HP, who is that person? Wow, enlightenment. Fantastic. Okay, well done. Halima, I'm just loving you as you give this value information. I have registered. Oh, thank you so much. Forward to August 1 to get started. I'm an early years educator. I want to take myself to a higher level. It's important. You can't grow your business or whatever it is you are doing more than the knowledge you have. You're only as good as the knowledge you have in your head. To a higher level in profession, because I love teaching children. Amazing. I can't teach children. I'm very good at teaching. In fact, fun fact, I had a daughter that had early on in life, she had challenges with learning in terms of, like, they will be teaching them Montessori 1, 2, 3, they'll be chanting. She won't remember. Do you understand? And I realized that when she gets home, she could count her toes, like her toes 1, 2, 3. So I knew that she didn't have a problem. She was not dyslexic. Like, I knew that she didn't have a problem with numbers, but it was probably the mode that they were using to teach her in class. So here is what I did. I went to her school. I went to go and teach her how to teach. And I solved my problem. I don't like to teach children, but I can teach a teacher how to teach a child. Do you understand? And that was the end of my day. I said, you are teaching my child wrong. This is how you teach a child that doesn't like to learn in abstracts. You show them objects. 1, 2, your hand 1, your finger 1. You don't teach them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Their child will not learn. They are an audiovisual learner. Do you understand? So I understand modes of learning, immersion learning, audiovisual. I understand education. Do you understand? But I will not sit down and teach a child. So if you say you like to teach children, well done. And I did the same thing for Arabic teacher. When it was time for Arabic teacher to teach her, we say, hey, Nadia is not learning this one. After our brother has finished learning, has reached this. I said, oh, Benny, come back. I said, this is how you're going to teach her. And I showed him, I said, you will take this class. She likes to learn with colors. You will teach her, let's do the alif, red. Let's do this thing. In 2 days, all the thing you have been teaching her for 1 month, I said she's not learning, she had learned it. He had to come back and say, Mommy Nadia, thank you very much. All the children that have labeled Dollard in my madrasa, as in my lake, all of them are learning using what she taught me. Do you understand? So I love the fact that it's a good thing when a teacher, like I was a teacher, being a teacher is like, it's a godsend profession. I don't know how to explain it. You're changing people's lives, like technically. Like, so it's like, it's just such a good profession. But you need to know how to do it well and distinguish yourself. I also train teachers and parents in the best way to nurture. I like that. I want to maintain my profession. Amazing. Amazing. I also train teachers as a system. I want to maintain my profession, but I want to get global opportunities. This person, I need you to go and watch the replay. Last month, Moina, the interview we had with Victoria Ajishi on LinkedIn. Moina, can you get the link for me? On our LinkedIn page, sometime last month, we interviewed Victoria Ajishi, who is in the education space, who currently works with, she currently runs programs for UNESCO. Yeah, like she's an educator at that level. And she talked about her entire journey. Alima, you need to sit down and watch that thing. And Rabbi, you need to sit down and watch that session, replay of that session. We do, so here is our schedule on iTrain Africa. On the first week and third week, we do Career Clarity series on LinkedIn. It's always a LinkedIn event on a Thursday. So the first Thursday of the month, third Thursday, we are doing Career Clarity series on LinkedIn. On the 12th, that's the second week, 12th and 26th, we do Zoom like this. Do you understand? So that means every single week, there's a Career Clarity session. This one, I come to give the career clarity. That one, I bring professionals from all walks of life to interview them and they speak to get perspective. So I bring people from different things. You don't, if you are in the education space and you're wondering how you can be from education, teacher, or whatever, you can actually migrate to the global this thing. You want to go and watch a replay of Victoria Ajishi's interview. You will be amazed at our journey. You'll be amazed at our journey. Can't miss in the next WFS Nigeria. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ma. I've gained so much value. Thank you for coming. I love that I'm on this clarity call. Thank you. I know, right? Yes, Ma, I will. So, on that note, I have the Instagram live. Muina, is Muina still here? Muina, please confirm what time is my Instagram live starting? I still need to transit to my own. Okay. Ma, you jumped my last question. Which question? Ekene something. Which question? I can't.
The answer is 7 p.m.
Business owners need to submit documents of ownership of their business before they can be selected by foreign. Secondly, I claim 7 years experience if I started a business 7 years ago, but I registered it 2 years ago. Typically, all those global applications, there's something I'm feeling now that they're asking when did I start business? I said 2020, but my registration is showing, how do I explain it? iTrain Africa is a social enterprise. We are a social enterprise. So we have iTrain Africa Enterprise, iTrain Africa Foundation. 2 different entities, right? So you see that when we are doing GMC, it is under foundation. When we are doing this thing, it's under enterprise, like our regular business. Now, I started activities for the foundation since 2020, but I did not register the foundation till last year. So whenever I'm feeling something and they ask me, when did you commence activity? It is 2020. But my business, I will submit a document that shows 2020. So people understand that sometimes you start a business, you start an activity, you start an NGO, even before you register it. It's okay. Like they are always, they will say, when were you registered? Like international standard this thing. I'm not talking about local, I don't know about those ones. They will say, when did you start? When were you registered? It is 2 different set of questions in your applications. Do business owners need to submit ownership of their documents business before they can be selected? Yes, so you have to submit. I say I'm currently feeling one now. In the last 3 weeks, I've filled, this is a third one. No, in the last 2 months, this is a third thing I'm feeling. It is real work, okay? It is real work. You have to submit, and unfortunately, I don't, come to think of it, I have a course that teaches about how to apply for those things. But that course, my problem is I no longer offer support for that course. Like somebody pays me 500,000 for that course now. I give them, they go and study it at their pace, but I don't offer support for that course. Like I would not be doing, I don't do batches. So that course is called A to Z of winning global opportunities. It is on our website. It is 500,000. So whatever you see on that sales page of that course, I don't like that you say we'll give you 3 months support. I don't do it anymore, right? I don't do it. I don't offer support. Do you understand me? But if you need to learn the process of applying for almost anything, like from business grants to scholarship, like that is my most comprehensive course on global opportunities. It's called A to Z of winning global opportunities. So if you're that person that you know that, oh, I want to apply for school, I want to apply for, like, that course encompasses it. Like, there's a business grant section, there's a scholarship section, there's a leadership. Like, if you want to apply for things for yourself, like maybe Mandela, Washington, all those kind of things, it is inside that course from beginning to the end. Do you understand? But it is a very long course. It has about 79 lessons. It's a long course. It's a very long course and everything like that. So I think the only people that have access to that course now is people that work with me one-on-one. Because as part of that learning, when I say one-on-one, on the coaching program with me, as part of what they need to learn, I always give them access to that course so they can learn some things before we come to coaching call. So if you are probably interested in applying for things, that might be your go-to to learn. Please note again, I'm saying I don't offer support on that course. It's an online course. It's self-explanatory. You will get access to it, learn, but I don't offer support. I don't have the budget to offer support on it. So if you're that person that you're willing to learn how to apply for various categories of global opportunities, go and look for A to Z of winning global opportunities online course on our website. So, Moina, I think I was saying, what time is my business that IG Live starting?
7 p.m. ma. 7 p.m. what?
Okay, so I need to run along then. Thank you so much, everyone that's come here. I hope you can join my IG Live at 7 on my page, Aderinsola Adepoju on Instagram, or my personal page on Facebook. It's a different set of clarity I'm giving in that particular, because that one is for professionals and everything like that. This is just a general clarity session. Thank you. Have an amazing weekend. Bye. So you can unmute yourself if you want to. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself now. Bye. God bless you too, Alima. Bye.